Welcome to another exciting episode of In Conversation with Alethia. I'm your host, Alethia O'Hara-Stephenson. In each episode, I sit down with incredible individuals who are doing amazing things. The show will educate, it will empower, and it will inspire you. On this episode, I am extremely honored to have Canada's R&B sensation, R&B prince. He is a JUNO Award winner. He is a Much Music Video Award winner. Just to name a few, he has performed in several cities across Europe. He has performed on some of Canada's biggest stages. He is none other than Dru Grange. Welcome to the show, Dru.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Awesome. I'm super excited to dive into this conversation because you literally started out in the music scene in 1993. So that makes you about 6 when you started, right?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. So I want to dive right into this exciting new opportunity that you're doing right now. It's called the Soul Live Residency. What is that all about?
Yeah, so it's actually pronounced Soul Live. I know it's spelled weird, but it's Soul Live. There's supposed to be an accent over the I think. So it's Soul Live. But my new band that I put together is called Soul Nostalgic. So it's Dru Grange combined with the Recipe Band, which is a powerhouse soul band. It was my dream actually to work with them, and I didn't know how or if it was even going to be possible. But the whole idea started with, a lot of people are doing, there's a lot of Vegas residencies right now with Usher and New Edition. And, it seems like Vegas is really starting to pay attention to that 80s, 90s era of R&B soul music.
Right.
So, and every time one of these shows would pop up, I'd be like, I wish I could go. I wish I could, put the money together for the flight and the hotel and the tickets for the show. And it's always, it's not the easiest thing to do for people.
Right, yeah.
What's that?
No, continue.
Right. And I started to think to myself, like, well, if I feel that way, a lot of people must feel that way, that are in Canada. And of course, Usher's Vegas residency has been going on for a while now. And it looks amazing. I haven't had a chance to go see it. I know that New Edition just announced that they added more dates to their residency in Vegas right now. I think they have more dates in July. So I'm going to definitely try to go to that. But I was just thinking, if I feel this way, then a lot of other people from my era, around my age group, must be feeling the similar thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, it'd be cool to have something like that here, where it's like a Vegas style, high-end, type of dinner and show, where they can see authentic, R&B soul music from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So that's how this idea kind of started. Myself and my fiance were like, kind of like, I wish there was somewhere we could go, we could get dressed up, have a nice dinner, and still see an authentic show. Not just a covers band or a tribute band, which I love those too, like the whole Tina Turner tribute stuff and the Rod Stewart stuff that they've been doing over the years at different casinos. But something that is kind of what I love and from my era, which is, late 80s to 90s and early 2000s. So that's where this began. So I kind of had the idea to put this list of songs together, my favorite songs that kind of raised me, So I curated this amazing list. I'm still kind of excited about it, the fact that I'm able to actually perform these songs, from Luther Vandross to New Edition to Boyz II Men to Usher, the list goes on. So that's how the idea started. But I wanted it to have a sophistication about it. I think, it's nice to be able to go see a show, but just to have that feeling of, being able to get dressed up, have a nice dinner, but still have the edgy, soulful, authentic show put together. So that's how this began. It really just started with an idea. I was like, you know what? Let me just record a couple covers. I did Boyz II Men first, End of the Road. I recorded Tony, 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 Feels Good. and I did New Edition, If It Isn't Love. So those are songs, Boys to
Classic.
Men, with that.
Classics.
Yeah, right. The classics. I think Boys to Men, End of the Road, I think it's a song that a lot of people have heard done over the years, but songs like New Edition, If It Isn't Love, Tony, 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 Feels Good. I've never really seen those done in an authentic way with the choreography, but in like nice, tailored tuxedos, black and white tuxedos. That's where the whole Vegas feel kind of comes into play. At first, it was just an idea to do covers, but then I was like, no, no, we need to be in tuxedos. We need to be like old Las Vegas. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that's kind of how this all came together. And after I recorded the 3 songs, I was like, okay, how about if I shoot a commercial that will show people what I mean, like what this idea is. So after I shot the commercial, I didn't know how this was going to work. I didn't know how I was going to get a residency, if I would get a residency. Um, and it's funny how God works and how things kind of fall into place. But like I said, it was a dream of mine to work with this powerhouse band, The Recipe, and it just so happened that I knew one of the members, and I just hit them up and kind of pitched my idea to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Juwan, which is my music director from the band, he was sold. He was sold right away. He kind of got the fact that this is something that is needed for the city,
Absolutely.
um, and just to help people kind of still be able to get that authentic show and, not have to pay for the tickets and the flight and the hotel and still be able to have that show right here in Toronto. So that's how it came about. And after, I think I may have posted 1 or 2 things from the commercial when a rep from Aqua Supper Club just kind of randomly hit me up and was like, "Yo, Dru, what are you working on? Like, what is this tuxedo, thing that I'm seeing you post?" And I explained the idea, and they wanted to jump on it before I even got a chance to pitch it to the casinos and stuff. So they shout out to Aqua Supper Club, Moses, Adrian McCullough. They just jumped all over it, and now I've been my 3rd week going in is going to be March 28th. We've already done the 15th and the 29th. The turnout's been amazing. The feedback has been amazing. So it feels good to see an idea come to fruition.
Oh my goodness. That is
Yeah.
absolutely exciting. I can't wait to come out to Aqua Supper Club and
Yeah, you gotta come. You gotta come. It's a very immersive show. Like we don't just stay up on the stage. The way Aqua Supper Club is built, there's a runway that's elevated and it runs right through the middle of the restaurant. So
beautiful.
like the booths, the booths where people eat their dinner, the back of the booth is up against the runway. So I'm literally over top of you performing while you're eating dinner. The electric guitar, bass guitar, the trumpet player literally comes out onto the floor, is playing right in your face type of thing. Myself and my dancers, we go down onto the floor. So we're doing dance choreography right in front of you. It's a very immersive show. And I think based off the feedback, people are loving it.
I'm excited hearing about it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious though, you talk about doing covers. Are you going to be doing any of your hits? Because you've got some amazing hits as well.
Yeah, at first, to tell you the truth, at first it was only going to be covers. I was like, I don't know if I could really um, kind of weave in my hits into these, American soul hits. But Juju, my music director, was like, Dru, nah, man, you gotta do some of your songs in there. And it kind of worked out that I don't want to give too much of the show away, but I do weave in some of my songs in an interesting way, and it just really adds to the show. I'm actually proud of that I could actually add my originals to the show. So yes, definitely the originals will be in there in a cool, unexpected way. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So you talked a lot about your band. What makes you guys so special? Because it seems like you've got a really powerful connection. What is that secret sauce?
You know what? These guys are all players from, Apostolic Church.
Mhm.
So, I was raised in the church, and there's just something different about musicians from the church. They have this extra soul and flavor about them that I don't think you can get in other bands. It's as much as, you know, like I mentioned, there's other tribute type of bands and stuff like that, but these guys are just like, oh my goodness. They're just so soulful and they're just so funky and they're kind of just can go off of a whim type of thing. Um, it's just a different dynamic, and you really have to come witness it for yourself to really know what I'm talking about.
Okay, looking forward
Yes,
to it. Right? And I know
yes,
it takes a special kind of magic to work with a band, right? And while performing,
yes,
the fact that you're able to bring this together, so nostalgic together,
yes.
it's powerful.
Yeah, you know, it was something I knew I had to have a live band. I knew I couldn't do this show to track. I wanted people to really feel the energy, you know, really feel when my drummer Jonathan, when he hits those drums, oh my, you feel it in your chest, you know, like you really feel the soul coming from these guys. They're amazing musicians.
Love it. Now, you mentioned that everyone is in talks. Are the band members in talks as well, or is it just you and you have backup dancers too, right?
Yes, shout out to Mars and Trev. These guys are just amazing. I don't even know. They pick up the stuff so fast, and they're literally like an extension of me when it comes to the show. So when we come down off the stage, and there's spots where we'll kind of be walking through the audience, and we'll stop and just on the drop of a dime, drop into a 1-2 little move real quick and keep it moving. It's just so exciting. These guys are just they make me look good. So,
I love
but
it.
they got me dancing more than I've ever moved ever. Shout out to Mark Samuels, our choreographer. Yeah, man, he got me moving. He got me feeling like I'm back in the group again. Yeah.
That's wonderful to hear. Now,
Yes.
when we look at, your journey to how you got here. So you are now performing at Aqua Lounge and it's called So Live, or
So
is it
alive. So
So Live?
alive. Yes.
Love it. I'll get it right by the end of the show.
No worries. It took me a minute to get it right too.
Love it. So how long will you be performing at this venue, and what's next after So Live? So Live.
Right. So right now, I'm not sure how long I'll be there. At first, we thought it was going to be over just after a couple weeks, and because of the feedback, it was supposed to be weekly. So we started the 15th, and then it was supposed to be the 15th, the 29th, and then after the 29th was supposed to be every Thursday. But we've kind of made some alterations to that. We feel like people in Toronto need a little more time in between shows. Toronto, sometimes, you know, that audience is a little, what's the word? Slow, for lack of a better word, you know? So we know we kind of are now giving them time to like, oh, what is this? And they're seeing me post from the other shows. And I think they need more time to kind of figure out things. And with spring coming, we kind of pushed the dates a little bit. So now the next show that was supposed to be, we were actually supposed to have a show tonight, but after meeting and talking about things, we pushed it now till Easter weekend. So March 28th is the next show.
Awesome. On that,
Just
we're going to take a quick break, Drew, and we're going to pick up
okay.
the commercial break. So stay
Okay.
tuned for the conversation with Alethia. We will be right back. Welcome back to In Conversation with Alethia. I'm here having an amazing conversation with Dru, Canada's Prince of R&B. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So we left off the last conversation talking about your residency at Aqua Supper Club, and we're talking about your shows and what's coming up for the next few weeks, the next season. Can you share a little bit about that, and then what's next?
Yeah, you know, it's looking like I'm going to be at Aqua Supper Club, possibly going through the spring. But we are looking at other locations also. We've been in talks with Lula Lounge, who's also interested in us possibly going there. And we're looking into locking in some stuff on the US side of things. We want to go to Vegas obviously is my goal, is to get something locked in Vegas, something in Miami, New York. Like we really want to branch this out. I feel like this type of show with the 70s to 2000s soul music would work as much as it worked here. It would work amazingly, even possibly better in the US, you know, so that's kind of the goal.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so that's what's planned for down the road. As for like music and the new music and the music industry side of things, that's kind of the reason why I put this show together too, because the way the infrastructure and the way the music industry is set up right now, it's not really built for artists to survive. It's not really built for artists to make money off of streams. And it's literally like we make a percentage of a cent per stream. You know, it's not, it's almost like music has lost its value, you
Okay.
know? So that's why I wanted to set up something that I could still do my passion in a different way that can still reach people. And, but at the end of the day, as a musician, you can make money, you can live off of it, you know? So that's kind of why I've taken a little step back from original music right now. My last album came out in 2021, called The Rebirth, MMXX. Right now we're at about 3 million streams.
Wow.
Um, so it's been good. I toured, like we mentioned in the break, I toured through Europe to promote it. So it's been a nice run, but definitely I've been rethinking putting out original music right now. So I'm more focused on these types of residencies, you know, but taking it outside of Canada and, like I said, to the States, definitely to Vegas. I think this would work in Vegas amazing. So that's the goal right now.
I love that. And I definitely think that you have tapped into a niche market here. And I'm going to say you are a trendsetter. And even from your earlier days, I think you were part of one of the first boy bands in Canada called In Essence. And
Yes.
many, many years later, here you are again setting the tone for Canada and something at a different level of excellence and elegance with your saliva residency. So quite impressive. And I am expecting big things to come with this residency and others right across Canada and then even into the States.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I do feel honored to be able to be doing what I'm doing. Like you said, being part of In Essence, like we are still one of the pioneer R&B groups in Canada. I'm proud to say that. Still to date, one of the most influential R&B groups in Canadian history. So the fact that I can be a part of that is just it's still something I'm very proud of.
Yeah, that is impressive. I think I still remember one of your first hits from, in a sense, You'll Never Find Another Lover, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that was way back. That was I'm dating myself, but that was I think we wrote that in '99.
and it's
Yeah.
fine. So that
Yeah, we
tells
try to make timeless music, you
good.
know.
Good. That's impressive. Now, you talked a little bit about the fact that you had a chance to tour Europe. What was that experience like for you?
That was really eye-opening. At the time in my career, I was kind of I felt a little lost and I kind of didn't really know what my next move should be. I had just came off of the Sean Paul full speed tour across Canada, which was amazing, and that kind of opened my eyes to I kind of felt like Canadian fans may have forgotten about me or forgot about my hits or even In Essence. And doing that tour kind of brought me back in a way and kind of refueled my energy and my excitement. You know, opening for Sean Paul and you know, the response across Canada for certain songs was almost at the similar level of the response that Sean was getting when he came out. So I was like, wow, this, you know, the people actually still remember who I am type of thing. And it kind of, you know, gave me this extra boost of energy. So in working on the album and then getting the opportunity to tour Europe, I found that European fans they care less about really how popular you are. They more want to they almost like the fact that they can say they discovered you in a way, like, oh, you know, you haven't heard of this guy Dru, like you haven't like check out this guy's music type of thing. They're more excited about that. So in being able to tour across Europe, and we ended the tour actually ended in Cannes, France, which I didn't even know Cannes was this tropical place. I had no idea. So it was like palm trees and beaches, and I was like, what the heck is this? That's kind of where the tour ended. So I wasn't even prepared. You know, I think we actually went from Poland all the way to France to Cannes. So I didn't have the right clothing. Poland was freezing and Cannes was beautiful. So I literally had to go there and buy shorts and tank tops and stuff. I did not know it was so beautiful.
Oh my God.
Um, and we were there for the Midem music conference that they have in Cannes. So just being able to be on that main stage, and you know, it really the fans out there just love authentic music and love real soul singing, and singers just in general, they have a love for vocalists. So yeah, just that experience was amazing, you know, being able to go to like Italy, um you know, like I said, Poland, just all these little towns and cities, you know, throughout. Like we went to Rotterdam, and Amsterdam. It was just, mind blowing. It was just eye opening, amazing experience. I can't wait to do it again.
Wow, sounds like a very fulfilling experience for you. And not just that experience in Europe, but your career so far has been absolutely amazing. And I'm proud to see you on the world stage. I'm proud to listen to
Thank
your,
you.
it's absolutely amazing. And the fact that it's classic soulful music, right? It's music that
Yeah.
and just like the Ushers and the Boys to Men, this music will live on, and hopefully my kids will listen to this.
Yeah, I definitely got my daughter. She's now a big fan of New Edition because of me. You know, when I don't know if you remember when the New Edition biopic came out, she was maybe 12 then, 11 or 12. And she must have watched it like 16 times, like 17 times. Like this little girl was hooked, hooked on New Edition. And yeah, I made her a big fan. So now she's still listening to New Edition without me. So
Oh, that's
um, yeah, I gotta try and get her out to the concert in July if I can. Yeah.
that would be amazing. And hopefully you
Yes.
with them. That would be so cool.
Oh, that would be sick. Yeah. In Essence actually opened for New Edition years and years ago. So I would love to come back full circle.
Yes, nice. Now,
Yes.
speaking of, in a sense, I know you guys performed last summer at a music event. I think Drake hosted in the summer.
Yes.
Do you guys have any plans of doing a reunion tour?
Well, you know what, that performance we did was at Drake's OVO All-Star events when he brought out all the Canadian artists that came before him that inspired him. So
Mhm.
he personally called us and was like, "Yo, you guys, I need you guys there." You know, so that in itself was like a way of him giving us our flowers.
So beautiful.
But that reuniting, well, first of all, Drizzy, like, bro, you gave us 7 days to prepare. We had no idea. He literally gave us 7 days. We hadn't been together for 16 years before this. One of the members were in is in Dubai and had to fly back for the show with 7 days notice. Right. So that in itself, and it's funny because we had the conversations before he flew back. We were all on conference calls. Okay, Drake wants us. We got to do this. Like, I know there's not enough time, but this is the biggest artist in the world. We know what it is. We got to do this type of thing. And it was a hard conversation. They're like, well, okay, well, we're not going to do choreography. We don't have enough time to learn choreography. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is Drake. This is Drake. We better get a chance to figure out the choreography and make this. If this is our reunion after 16 years, it's got to be, you know, the full show.
Yes,
So
yes.
after fighting and arguing and me going back and forth, and it's like, no, I'm not going to do it unless we're going to do it right, you know, and that's kind of a bit of the reason why we broke up in the first place, because, you know, we have all different different alpha male personalities, and that clashing made it.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why we broke up. So that coming back together was really, really hard. It was very difficult. And I mean, you never know what can happen in the future, but I think all of us were kind of like, you know what, this is a good closure to that chapter in our life. And so I mean, I'm not closing the door to an actual, official reunion, but that show was a very good closure to, in essence. So yeah, it was beautiful, and even just being backstage with, all of our peers, Julie Black, Glenn Lewis, Socrates, the Rascals. It was just a lot of love backstage. It was like a family reunion almost.
So beautiful.
Chaos, Maestro Fresh West. Like we were all just like, "Yo, how you been?" and taking pictures, and it was a beautiful night. And Drake just showed all of us so much love backstage. Him and his whole clique were just very, very loving and just very warm, and really gave us our flowers. So it was a beautiful event.
Amazing. I love
Yeah,
this. Has been an incredibly inspiring conversation, Drew. And I
thank
can't
you.
wait to listen to more of your music, to come out to Aqua Supper Club and see you perform with a nostalgic band.
Yes, come out March 28th. You got to come out. You will not, I can't explain it enough. You have to see it for yourself.
I will come out to see the magic. Thank you so much. It has been incredible having you on In Conversation with Alethia. Thank
Thank you so much. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us in Conversation with Alethia. This has been another incredible episode. Special thanks to our sponsors, Town Teas for our logo, and Moonstone by MA for the incredible jewelry. See you next time. Bye.